Kobe Bryant, NBA guard, professional basketball player for the Los Angeles Lakers of the National Basketball Association, NBA. Bryant entered the NBA directly from high school and has played for the Lakers his entire career, winning 5 NBA championships. He is a 16-time All-Star. August 23, 1978, January 26, 2020, aged 41, cause of death, helicopter crash. George Floyd, victim of police brutality. George Floyd was a 46-year-old bouncer whose violent death at the hands of police officers in Minneapolis ignited huge Black Lives Matter protests in America and around the world. Born in North Carolina, Floyd grew up in Houston, Texas, and showed promise as a student athlete. In 2017, he moved to Minneapolis to be with his mother and make a new start. He was stopped by police officers 25 May 2020 for allegedly possessing a counterfeit bill. October 14, 1973. Kirk Douglas. Actor. With his strong chin and stern looks, Kirk Douglas was a favorite for tough guy roles throughout his career. Significant roles include Colonel Dax in Paths of Glory, 1957, lead in Spartacus, 1960, and Van Gogh in Lust for Life, 1956, a role for which he won widespread acclaim and a Golden Globe. December 9, 1916, February 5, 2020, aged 103, cause of death, heart attack. Mickey Wright. LPGA. Wright turned professional in 1954 and became a member of the tour in 1955, winning 13 major championships throughout her career with a total of 90 professional wins. Wright currently holds the record for the most victories in the Women's PGA Championship with 4 and holds the second most LPGA Tour wins after Kathy Whitworth with 82 wins. February 14, 1935, February 17, 2020, aged 85, cause of death, heart attack. Katherine Johnson, NASA mathematician. Katherine Johnson was an American mathematician whose calculations were instrumental in the success of NASA's early human spaceflight missions. She calculated the trajectory for Alan Shepard, the first American in space, and verified the calculations for John Glenn's historic orbit around Earth. Her work was crucial for the Apollo moon landing program and the early years of the Space Shuttle program. August 26, 1918, February 24, 2020, aged 101, cause of death, heart attack. Hosni Mubarak, Egyptian president. The fourth president of Egypt, Mubarak ruled in an autocratic manner from 1981 until he was ousted during the Arab Spring in 2011. Before he entered politics, he was a career officer in the Egyptian Air Force. May 4, 1928, February 25, 2020, aged 91. Cause of death, heart attack. Jack Welch, businessman and CEO of GE. Welch was Irish-American and Catholic. As a businessman, he was best known as the CEO of General Electric from 1981 to 2001. His severance package upon retirement is infamous for being the largest of its kind at $417 million. Through his tenure at GE, Welch made notable changes and increased the company's valuation from $12 billion 1981 to $410 billion 2001. November 19, 1935, March 1, 2020, aged 84. Javier Pérez de Cuellar, Prime Minister of Peru. Javier Pérez de Cuellar was a Peruvian diplomat and politician who served as the 5th Secretary General of the United Nations from January 1982 to December 1991. His tenure as Secretary General was marked by efforts to mediate conflicts and crises around the world, and he was widely respected for his commitment and diplomatic skills. January 19, 1920. March 4, 2020, aged 100. Cause of death, cancer. Henry Richard, ice hockey great, the brother of Montreal Canadiens, legend Maurice the Rocket. Richard, he played 20 years for the Canadiens and is considered one of the greatest players in NHL history. Given the nickname the Pocket Rocket, he won 11 Stanley Cups. February 29, 1936, March 6, 2020, aged 84. Cause of death, Alzheimer's disease. Max von Sydow, actor, made 11 films with Swedish director Ingmar Bergman, beginning with The Seventh Seal in 1957. He was awarded the French Legion of Honor in 2012. Von Sydow went to have a successful career in Hollywood, appearing such films as The Exorcist, 1973, and 3 Days of the Condor, 1975. He was nominated for an Academy Award for his starring role in the Danish film Breonna Taylor, victim of police brutality. Breonna Taylor was an African-American emergency medical technician who tragically lost her life in a controversial incident that sparked widespread protests in the United States. On March 13, 2020, Taylor was fatally shot by Louisville Metro Police Department officers during a raid on her apartment. This event became a major touchstone in the struggle against police violence and systemic racism. June 5, 1993, March 13, 2020, age 26, cause of death, shot and killed by police officers. Kenny Rogers, country singer, a country music icon with 120 hit singles across various music genres and 3 Grammy Awards. Kenny Rogers dominated the country and pop album charts during the 1970s and 1980s, spending more than 200 individual weeks on top of those charts in the United States alone. August 21, 1938, March 20, 2020, aged 81. Cause of death, natural causes. Albert Uderzo, cartoonist and children's author. Albert Uderzo was a French comic book artist and scriptwriter, best known for co-creating the Asterix series with his partner René Goscinny. His influence extended beyond his work on Asterix, with other successful projects such as Papa. Uderzo was born to Italian immigrants in the small town of Fismes, France in 1927. April 25, 1927, March 24, 2020. Aged 92. Cause of death, cancer. Krzysztof Penderecki, composer. Krzysztof Penderecki was a Polish composer, best known for a number of major works, including Threnody to the Victims of Hiroshima, 1961, Symphony No. 3, 1988-1995, Polish Requiem, 1984, and Anaklesis, 1960. His compositions spanned operas, symphonies, various orchestral pieces, instrumental concertos, and choral settings. November 23, 1933, March 29, 2020, aged 86, cause of death, heart attack. Bill Withers, rhythm and blues musician. Wrote and performed Ain't No Sunshine and Lean on Me. He was inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame in 2005 and Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2015, July 4, 1938, March 30, 2020, aged 81, cause of death, heart complications. Al Kaline, Baseball Hall of Fame outfielder. Al Kaline was an American baseball player who played his entire 22-season career with the Detroit Tigers in Major League Baseball, MLB. Known affectionately as Mr. Tiger, His skill in the outfield was acknowledged with 10 Gold Glove awards and his constant presence at the All-Star Games, being selected 18 times. December 19, 1934, April 6, 2020, aged 85. Cause of death, heart attack. Sterling Moss, auto racer, won 16 Formula One Grand Prix races and came runner-up in the World F1 Drivers' Championship between 1955 and 1958, September 17, 1929, April 12, 2020, aged 90, cause of death, heart attack. Little Richard, rock and roll pioneer. Little Richard was one of rock and roll's most influential early performers. His sound and music went on to have a strong influence of such artists as the Beatles, Elvis Presley, and James Brown. Born Richard Penniman, Little Richard's first big hit was the single Tutti Frutti in 1955. In it, and in songs that followed his performances influenced by gospel and the blues, were wilder with a higher energy than previous rock and roll artists. December 5, 1932, May 9, 2020, aged 87.